So good morning, everybody. Are we excited? Okay, so before we even get started in this video, my name is Tiffany. This channel is Beyond Swatches. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I hope that the first ones to click on this video are the ones that are in my knit along group, which is starting tomorrow. So I sent you all emails from the website platform. If you have not received it, even though it says that it was delivered, I don't know if you actually saw it. Can you just let me know? Whether you email me, you can send me a message on Instagram, or just comment below this video. I just want to make sure that you're receiving them, because that's how I'm going to send you the link to our Zoom session. Also, if it's not working, which I keep thinking that it's not, I will just email you, since your emails come through when you registered. So I'll just email you the link. So just look out for that. I always send the links on the morning of. That way you don't lose it in your inbox or anything, and it'll be there on the day of. So usually about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I'll go ahead and send it out. Remember, we are meeting tomorrow, which is Friday, September 20th. And at 8:30 p.m., which is in Eastern time. Cannot wait to see you. We are a small group this time around, it was small before, so I'm really excited to meet you in person, to kind of talk to you and kind of see what your likes and dislikes are about knitting, and what have you learned and what have you made. I'm really excited. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm excited. Anyway. So I wanted to show you very quickly, I finished my first sweater. Yes, I did. I finished my first sweater, bound off yesterday, and I'm going to try it on for you. I'm going to put a video in here of me wearing it, and you can see it, but it is so pretty and it feels so good. The coffee that I'm drinking, by the way, while I get all of this set up over here, is Rise Coffee. I don't know if you've seen the commercials, but they've been all over like Instagram and Facebook and stuff. And probably because I was looking for something to help with inflammation in the body, and they kept popping up. But if you ever heard of it or you wanted to try it, I would say it is a good mushroom coffee. It says to have like a lot of benefits and things, and I'm one of those people that, I guess because I have so much inflammation in the body, I don't feel the difference that they advertise, but I feel different. So I don't know. So I won't stop drinking it right now, because I like the way I feel when I drink it, even though I don't exactly feel different. Does that sound weird? Is this a drug? Because you know they say mushrooms are drugs. So I don't know. Maybe I'm under the influence, but I do like the way it makes me feel. All right, so I want to show you my first sweater. So she is done. I modified the sleeves, of course, made it short sleeve, because this was originally for spring. And I knit it much longer to accommodate my body. In the little video clip here, you'll see it comes down below my hips. It covers the bulk of my belly. It goes right below it. And that is exactly how I like my shirts to fit. I don't want it to ride up. I don't want it to like get stuck mid stomach. If you have a stomach issue, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I just want things to fit across, like fit. And yeah, so I'm so excited. And I love these sleeves. It does give it that like jersey, you know, like the college jerseys, the football jerseys, whatever. And it has that color block. So it would be like black here and white here, or team colors, whatever. It's given that feel when it's in the video. Like it looks almost darker because of the print. Let me see if I can pull this down a little bit. And I love it. Now this yarn, y'all. This yarn feels so good. Like the confidence crop that I made by Knititude, I did in this yarn, and that felt good, but it was a tank top. So it felt like what a tank top should feel like. So it was light, it was kind of airy, and it was all of the things. But this, with it having some skin coverage, like it's on my shoulders, it's on my arms, and it's hanging from me, it feels so smooth. Like it is unreal what this fabric feels like. Now I have not woven in the ends. I have not even blocked it. I literally just cast it off. I didn't look. The ends is still right here. I have my ends from where I joined in some yarn. It's over here somewhere. Yeah, right there. Like I think I used 3. Did I use 3? I can't remember if I bought 2 packs of this. I must have used just about all 3 because I have a little bit left from, I think, the 3rd ball. I really don't remember. But in either case, it's done and I am very excited. And if you can see it in the video, I'm happy. I'm so happy. It feels so good though. Like it feels silky. It feels like, I don't know. It's one of them things, I guess you have to experience it for yourself. But you know how satin sheets, if you remember back in the day, silk or satin sheets, it has that like cool hand feel when you rub across it. That's what this feels like. When I put it on, it feels like weighted because you feel it on you, but you don't feel it at the same time. And if you do one of these numbers, you really just want to do this all day long. Like it feels so good. So anyway, so that is my first tee. Well, this is actually the first sweater that I modified to a tee. She has the same pattern as a first tee. That is a pattern that she's created, and that is by Hive Knits. So if you're up for a little challenge with the fisherman's rib, go for it. It is pretty much basic in the sense that it has cast on, some German short rows. You have your raglan increases. The more advanced things in there would probably be the short rows if you're not used to them, and then the fisherman's rib, and just learning how to read the stitches and how to fix an error if you make a mistake. But anything is possible with YouTube and a little bit of patience. So I think you can do it. If you have conquered a couple of sweaters and you're looking for the next skill up, I think this would be a good one, especially if you've already conquered short rows. If you kind of got the concept down, then I think you'd be okay with this. It's really not that difficult. So yay me. And then the other pattern, I don't remember me actually talking about this pattern, which is the Tolsta tee. So this one I made and finished, but I made it out of that Phoenix DK yarn. You see this yellow color? And I knew from working with it before and not finishing a project that it was going to have like no structure. It's a mercerized Egyptian cotton yarn, and it has all of the goodness about a cotton, in that it's sturdy. It feels good, right? Like it got some weight to it. It feels good. It looks good. The stitch definition is good, but it does not have any structure. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this on real quick. Hold on. Because I don't think I have a video of it. Hold on. All right, so I went ahead and put it on. And so here's my problem with this. When I first put this on, the neck was up here. And I wore it for a day, and now this is what I'm working with. So this is not a pattern problem. This is not a design issue. This is definitely a yarn issue. Stand up. It has all of the goodness in the drape. Like all of it is great, right? But it just, pull you up a little bit. It just has no structure. So it's just like a tent on me. And I mean, if that's the look I was going for, that'd be one thing, but I'm not. So it just has no, this part right here is just creating hang. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, and the more I wear it, move in it, etc., is just stretching beyond belief. So one quick fix, similar to the first tee that I could probably do, is add in some elastic thread in the neckline just to kind of cinch it in a little bit. But what is also happening with this is it's growing lengthwise. And so this will end up being almost like a dress on me in a little while if I'm not too careful. So I'm going to wash it, put it in the dryer. I don't think you're supposed to, but I'm gonna put it in the dryer to try to shrink it and tighten up the stitches a little bit and kind of see what happens. But as far as projects go, this for me is not a win. I am glad that I finished it. I love the design of it. Like, let me bring it back in. I like the raglan increases that she has on here. That's really nice. It's different than a traditional knit front and back raglan. But it's stretched out way too much. Like, look where my raglans are. These are my shoulders. They used to be here. They used to be. When I first tried it on, it was right here. But now it has stretched out so much that we're doing like an extended boat neck situation. And that is not something that I want. So yeah, I hate that it worked out this way, but I kind of had a feeling that it would, because like I said, I've used this yarn before and it's more like a rope. So the definition is beautiful. It'd be great in a scarf or a shawl or something like that, but in garments, it's better as a crochet because it has more structure with the tightness of the stitches. But as a knit, for me, it did not work. But I definitely do feel like I am going to cast on this shirt again because I have other yarns in here that I feel like would make a better end result. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to frog this though. It is still very wearable. And like I said, I'll wear it around the house, probably use it to run to the store in the weekends and stuff like that. But as far as a knitting joy, this was not it for me. And again, it's not because of the pattern. I definitely recommend that, but it's really because of the yarn. So yeah, and look how it stretches forever. That's crazy. Anyway, it has no bounce back, and cotton is like that. So be mindful if you ever make things in 100% cotton, just know it's going to grow for miles. And it's good, but a cotton blend is better because it can kind of give you some structure to your garment. So that is that one. And now we're going to take this back off because I don't like it. And now we are back in our ranunculus. Yes, so this is the very first ranunculus that I ever made on my own, YouTube in hand. This is the one that I made. So this is out of a 100% recycled wool by, I don't remember, Lamia Yarns. I got it from a website called Hobium Yarns. A few years ago, they used to sell like packs of yarn, so like you can get 5 or 10 in a pack. The quality of yarns are really good. But yeah, this is my ranunculus. It still makes me smile, and I can't wait for y'all who are in this knitting group to have this same experience. Is it difficult? No, but it does require some thinking across this yoke part. But I'm telling you, it's like dancing stitches and you're going to love it. But then once you get past this part, it's just stockinette body. So that's why I said I don't think you're going to need me for 2 months, but I'm putting aside the time in case you do. But once you get past the yoke part, you're going to be fine. But this yarn, again, yarn can really make or break a project. This yarn is 100% wool. It almost has a feel of a cotton because it's kind of rough, not itchy, but rough. But the more I've washed it over this last, 2 years or so, it's become softer and it feels almost like a paper. It's so weird, but it feels good on the body, and I reach for it time and time again. These sleeves are not even sleeves. Like, there's a thing in the pattern that says you can stop it right here where you split for the sleeve. You can just stop it and it's like a little cap. That's what I ended up doing. I also think I misread the pattern and didn't realize that I should have been putting these stitches on hold, I think. And I did something backwards. So I don't remember what I did, but I messed up somehow and I ended up with a cap sleeve. And it's okay. It's perfectly fine. The thing with this pattern, it does have two necklines that you can choose from. One is a double loop cast on, which I do have a video on it. So if you need some help with that, I think it's pretty good. And a couple of past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of comments about that video specifically because it's a little tricky to cast on, but to me, it's like a backwards E, like a backwards loop E cast on, because you don't need a long tail to do it, but it's really stretchy. So if you use that one, just keep in mind that the neckline is going to be like this. It's going to give you that boat neck type of width on the neck. I didn't want that. So this is a regular long tail cast on. The pattern only calls for you to use a size 10 and a size 8, which I don't remember what the 8 needle was for, and I honestly don't think I ever switched needle sizes. I think I did the whole thing in an 8. You might have needed the size 8 needle for the cuff or the bind off. I really don't remember, because things like that are just like finishing touches to me, and I kind of just did my own thing. I'm trying to think, was there anything else? Made a ton of mistakes initially, not in this part. I think it was in these. You see these little holes right here? I don't know how your brain works, but one of my holes was like slanted and I could not see it. So I had to rip it out so many times. So my encouragement and my advice, stitch markers, tons of them, and lifelines. Just put in a lifeline. Save yourself the heartache if you have to. Ooh. Did y'all hear that? But that wasn't no lightning. Or was it? One of my cats is back. Anyway, all right, so yeah, stitch markers and lifelines. So please put in a lifeline as you're working through this lacy decorative section. Just put the lifeline in. Now I will say, you can get a little confident, a little cocky, and you'll be like, oh, I'll be all right. All you got to do is knit one yarn. Oh, yeah, okay. But when you have a million stitches going around, if you do mess up, it's not that you can't, because it's very rare that I ever say can't. It's just more complicated than it needs to be to rip out and try to fix, what you did wrong, than to just rip it out back to the lifeline and do that section. So that's my suggestion. Even if you're not in this group, if you're going to make the sweater, get all of the stitch markers that you can, because I very literally had stitch markers between every section, every set of increases. So even if it was like, and it looked bad on there, boy, I had, I'm trying not to give away the pattern, but it was like knit front and back, knit one. So from my beginning of round marker, I knit front and back, knit one, I put a stitch marker, knit front and back, knit one, put a stitch marker. And the reason why is because over the course of the growth of this, each of those stitch marker sections are going to increase. So thinking that, oh, well, I'll just read the stitches and say, okay, this is a knit front and back and that's a knit one. By the time you grow it, it becomes unnecessarily taxing on the brain. So just listen to your mama. Put your stitch markers, put your lifeline, save yourself a horrible experience, and just enjoy the end result. Okay. On to the next works in progress of things that I got going on. I am working on a Cosmos wrap. So I don't know the lady's name, but it's Jessica something, and her blog is Mama in a Stitch. And she has the best easy patterns for cardigans and like wraps and blankets and things. very beginner friendly. Very few are knitting around. A lot of them are knit in sections. So you'll knit the back panel and then 2 fronts and then your sleeves, and you just sew everything together. Perfectly easy way to start knitting. But this Cosmos wrap, I've had this in my eyesight for the longest time. So let me make sure, is it facing the right way? Yeah. So it's just a long rectangle full of stitches, and isn't it gorgeous? Like, it's so pretty. I just love the dimension that it gives. So it starts off with a drop stitch, no, with a seed stitch section, a couple of drop stitches. I think that's a stockinette section, yes. And then we're back to the seed stitch and some ridge rows, and it just keeps on repeating. I think it's beautiful. This is a good pattern for practicing your knits and purls. If you need to kind of get your tension right and things like that, this is a good pattern for that. The yarn I'm using for this is the Premier Basics worsted. I had bought a lot of this at a Black Friday sale, I don't know, last year or something. And I don't really like the feel of it, but I don't hate the feel of it once it's done. I had made a sweater out of this yarn before. They actually sell this in the Dollar Tree, and that's how I found out about this yarn. So Premier Yarns is called just, hold on, let me not lie. So this is Premier Basics, but in the store they have a Just yarn. It's pretty much the same thing. And so I ordered this in these big 400 gram balls or cakes or whatever, skeins. And it's an acrylic yarn. It's 100% acrylic, but it's really soft. It feels good. But once you wash it and dry it, that's where the magic happens. So I'm excited to get to that. I'm actually making this for my best friend's mom. She's been threatening me for years to make her some sort of a shawl or a wrap. And this one I felt would have been a good one because it's rectangular. It's not that traditional triangle wrap. So she's a tiny person. So I'm going to do another couple of repeats and have her be able to kind of wrap it around her very dramatic, like, you know, get the drama. So this is how far we are right now. Yeah, I'm not a shawl person, but you know, again, you go into a place that's cool or got a little chill in the air, it's always nice to have a little wrap on the back of your chair to throw on. So that's the wrap that I'm working on. That is, again, the Cosmos wrap by Mama in a Stitch. I don't remember the lady's name, but it's somewhere. I'll post it and you know, I'll put it across the screen. And then the last thing I have going on as far as works in progress is going to be that Stockinette Beginner Raglan Light. So Stockinette Beginner Raglan Light, it has the most basic of basic patterns. It has the typical knit front and back raglan increase. It's just a regular long tail cast on for the neck. You split for your sleeves, you knit your body, you knit your sleeves, like very minimal decreasing. If you don't want to do decreases, you don't have to. But I'm working on the sleeve right now. I always, for whatever reason, prefer to knit my sleeves first. So usually by the time I'm splitting for sleeves, I'll go as far as the end of the ball of yarn. So once I make it to the end of the ball, then I stop the body and I get a new ball of yarn and start the sleeves. I've always done it that way. I'll probably always do it that way. Because I'm trying to make it to pattern for the first time, following the actual directions, it's 14 sets of decreases. So I put my handy little stitch markers with my 14 attached. And then as I make my way up, I'll know that I finished all 14 once I get to the end of this. Then when I start on the other side, I'll start to remove from one sleeve and put it on the other, and that way I know I've made them equal and I don't have to worry that I overdid it and, you know, did too many increases or not enough or what have you. So I think it's coming along really well. I could have made more progress, but I've been working on the wrap pretty diligently, and I was finishing up the first tee or first sweater that I made into a t-shirt. So that is all that I got this week, these last couple of weeks rather, and I'm pretty excited about everything, the progress that I'm making. Once fall hit, it's not even officially, maybe tomorrow it'll be officially fall, but once September 1st came, it's like our temperatures dropped drastically. So I was instantly in sweater weather mode. And I just wanted to make all the things, and I wanted to clear off my needles so that I can, have some fresh ideas and, I don't know, new projects going, because I might want to start something new. So I just want to hurry up and finish the things that I planned for. So, and I think I'm doing okay. So as always, let me know what you are working on in the comments below. Send me a message on my email, or on Instagram, or you can comment it below. Again, for those of you who have joined the group, tomorrow is your cast on day. So I hope you have your yarn. And even if you don't feel any pressure. Even if you just want to come to the group for the first session and kind of get a good idea of what you could use from your stash, we could talk about it. It really is very laid back. I'm not instructing you in any way. I am here just as a guide. So you got my full attention for 8 weeks and you will have you a sweater by the end of it. So long as you work on it and you work with me, we're going to work with each other and we're going to cheer for you in the end. So thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.